Welcome to the rut. We're going to kick this off in Nebraska with my good friend Cody James. I've deer hunted and turkey hunted with Cody for the last 10 years, and he's got some great deer there in Nebraska. Then we're going to head to South Dakota to get a little early season redemption. All right, we are getting the bow dialed in, make sure we're all good from our trip. We just got back from the farm. Cody showed us a ground blind we're gonna be hunting. It's awesome. We got cut corn in front of us. We got a thicket behind us. The river runs right through that farm, a couple 100 yards from us. The key is the weather. Tomorrow's gonna be tough. Sunny, windy, high 70, then it just plummets, and that's what we're looking for. We just need that weather to go into our favor, and if it does, I think we got a great chance to get a buck on the ground. Money. It's the right time of year, that early part of November. The deer should be moving, but the weather's just not cooperating. Take two here in Nebraska. We've already adjusted our setup. We're in a redneck blind on top of a trailer. So we're about 7 feet up, but we can move this based on where these deer are coming in and out of the thicket. I chose this spot here because these deer were coming in and out of this gap this morning. And our wind is really tough right now. It's super windy. We're getting busted this morning in that ground blind. So the redneck will keep our scent contained much better in this squirrely wind. It's still warm, but it's November. You never know what's gonna happen this time of year. The bucks will get on their feet. We got food, cover, water, and you know what? We just need to stick it out, control the wind the best we can, and that's what we're doing. So we'll see what happens tonight. I'm excited. We got a buck coming and we got a nice buck. Looks like he might be a shooter. He's cutting across this field right now, heading this way. So when he gets to that corner, I'm gonna shift, and there's a big ditch right there. He's gonna cross that ditch and then come up on this side. Solid buck, 3-year-old, not a shooter. He looked much better out there than they usually do. But he came right across from the river, cut this cornfield, went in about 60 yards in this gap. So that's a good sign that I think we're close to where we need to be. I mean, it's 4:15, hot and windy, and we got bucks on their feet. So that's a good start to the afternoon. That's fun.
weather still isn't great. It's warm and the wind's blowing just a little bit. It's the third day and we wake up to a torrential downpour. This is not the weather I was hoping we would show up to. The weather's definitely gotten better, but we turn the corner and there's 2 bucks fighting. Now we have a decision to make. We've got 2 bucks fighting 100 yards from the blind. We're 150 yards before we can even get to the blind. So you know what? We go ninja, make a mad dash to the blind while they're locked up. And you know what? Luck turns out that we made it and they had no clue we were there. And they're still fighting.
We got 2 bucks fighting right here. 80 yards out in front of us, and one of our bucks that we're trying to kill.
These 2 bucks fought for 5 solid minutes.
They're still fighting, they're still going at it. They're locked up right now.
Our buck, he runs that other buck into the next county, so I'm not very optimistic that he's gonna come back by.
That's the coolest fight I've ever seen. A straight up aggressive fight right there. The rut is on. These bucks are super aggressive. This cold snap, it's dropping 50 degrees today, and these deer are definitely on the ground. So hopefully that buck, he ran the 1 buck off, will come back as his does are here, and we'll get a shot at him this afternoon. If not, we're going to get real aggressive with the horns and the calling, because these deer are definitely responding to it. What a way to kick off this afternoon. Here comes the buck back behind us. That's him. Okay. Stop. Yeah, stop right there.
Our buck is coming straight down the fence line, but he skirts us and goes around us at about 80 yards, and that's just been our luck so far. Why couldn't he have stayed on the fence and given us a 35-yard shot? Day 4, now it's snowing a lot. This weather's nuts. So nuts, these deer are all jacked up. We saw our buck one more time, but he just didn't come in close enough to give us a shot. So it's time to pack up and head north to South Dakota. We get to South Dakota and we have a few sits and a couple of places in the past that have done really well, but we only see a few does and a few small bucks. This is definitely not the rut vacation I was hoping for. After not seeing much for a few days, we decided to go back to the blind where I shot the big buck last year.
We're getting down to the wire. Just got see a buck yet. We only got a few more hunts left. We're gonna try to shoot a doe tonight. The farmer asked us. There's buck right there. Buck. Two big bucks, shoot a buck. Shoot him. Oh, dude, there's a buck right here.
Just as I'm about to let that arrow go, another buck walks right in front of the blind. He throws me off, he throws Caleb off, but we readjust, but I have to shoot this deer really in a position that I didn't want to and make it happen.
Hit him a little back. I think it deflected from some of this tall grass here because he was so dang close. I was going to shoot him out there, but that other buck was coming in, so I waited. All right, he's hurting bad. He's just standing out there at 40. I'm going to take another shot at him. Just... Oh, he's down. He just went right down. God, that's a nice buck. He's not a giant, but he's a mature deer, and we've worked so hard. I love this spot. I shot that big old buck last year, almost in the exact spot that I just shot this deer. He walked on the same trail. Nebraska, South Dakota, what an awesome week. Let's go get put our hands on this deer.
What a freaking hunt that was. To have two bucks within 10 yards of us getting ready to fight and be able to pull it off was a hunt that I'll remember for a long time. South Dakota is a special place for Dusty and I to come hunt, and to be able to kill two bucks in the same blind back-to-back years, I love this place.